Yes, thank you, sir.
So I understand, Raja, that you are on Chennai.
Yes, sir.
I hear very concerning things about the water levels in Chennai.
Yes, sir.
What is the issue there?
Sir, the primary issue is the availability of groundwater, which is reducing. And then the issue is also the availability of the metro water supply, because there has been delays in the supply of metro water to each of the households. So that is a major issue that is there, sir.
So you are also a student of Tamil. You have read some, if not a lot, in the 12th standard. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So what can you tell me about Thiruvalluvar?
Sir, Thiruvalluvar was a poet of Tamil origin, and he wrote the book, very famous book, Thirukural, which is filled with couplets, 2-line couplets, sir. And it is mostly the subject that has been taken is ethics and morality.
Reattempt this, frame it better. I said, what can you tell me about Thiruvalluvar?
Thiruvalluvar was a poet who was known for
A poet? Better. Poet to theek hai. Poet saint. He was a poet saint whose influence has reached far and wide because he wrote Tirukural, which is considered an epic, contains couplets which contain profound truths which appear to be timeless. So anybody who reads Tiruvalluvar now will find its relevance exactly like it was when it was written 2000 years ago. That's a good answer, good packaging, you know.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Uh, what is the difference between Carnatic music and Hindustani music? Give me 3 to 4 points.
So the primary difference between Carnatic music and Hindustani music would be the influence of the external sources, sir. For example, in Hindustani music, you can see the influence of the Persian music also. But Carnatic music is much more, present in a silo, and it has not yet been influenced by other sources of music. And another variation would be the Raga Alapana, which is different in Carnatic music and Hindustani music. Hindustani music gives the singer much more freeway in which he can improvise on the raga. But in the Carnatic music, it is much more restricted, sir. So these two differences I could think of right now.
Great. My next question would be, how anthropology will help you in administration?
Sir, one primary thing that I can think of right now is the study of tribals that we do in anthropology, sir. So when the 2 years that I spent in reading on anthropology, I could actually read upon the various difficulties that are being faced by the tribes. And it has made me personally empathetic towards them. And it has also instilled a sense of compassion in me towards them, sir. So this I would be bringing into my administration. When I'm, let's say, for example, if I am posted in a tribal area, then there I could better use this knowledge of anthropology there, sir.
Okay, but
Only one direction. I think the answer could be more broader.
Yeah, yes, I understand.
so you see, sir, anthropology is the study of how man has become civilized. And in studying it, I have come to understand that our definition of civilization and development is not static. It's too one-dimensional. It tells us that the way of the tribals is also very nuanced and sophisticated. It is just that what we understand as modern is not modern to them, and vice versa. And so it's led to an appreciation of the diversity in which civilizations can exist. And I do believe that our country, the strength of our country lies in the diversity that we inhabit.
Got it.
Because there are so many ways in which people have coexisted. It has added to the richness of the country, which I would like to preserve, one, appreciate, two, and if possible, create room through administration for all those ways of living to survive and coexist, something like that,
So one more question can
Yeah, sure.
how many PUTGs are there in India?
Sir, there are a total of 75 PBTGs.
Okay, and what are the traits?
Sir, they are primarily underprivileged, and another trait is that they are not very technologically well versed, and the poverty rates are very high among.
I was asking about the traits for classification, or how we decide some tribe is PVT job?
I think the criteria was given by Debar Commission, sir. And I'm not exactly aware of the exact words that the criteria has been given.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Rajah, you are graduated in you are a MBBS, right? And doctor is a very noble profession. It involves public service. And why do you want to become a public servant or civil servant to be particular?
Sir, I got this idea of giving the civil services exam during my internship days, sir. So my internship days coincided with the COVID pandemic. And since I'm from a government medical college, I was also posted in the district headquarters. So I was able to work with and interact with the local public administration over there, sir. So, and I was able to see the amount of change that can be brought in by a civil servant at the ground level. For example, the assistant collector, Madhubalan, sir, he would interact with us doctors frequently, and he would ask us what are the ground realities that are happening over there and what can he improve. And when we gave our suggestions, they were immediately implemented within a short period of time, sir. So looking at this, I felt that I could work more on the preventive aspects of administration, sir. So that is why I've taken the shift towards administration from being a doctor.
Okay, so I want your opinion on one matter, that in India we have administration, police, and we have an all India service around these two things, and we also have forest. Do you think we should also have a all India medical services so that we could cater to the public health issue more prominently?
Sir, I do believe that we already have a central medical services, which has been, the examination is also conducted by our honorable UPSC, sir.
Is it effective in managing the public health issue? The rural health setup lacks doctors, lacks hospital beds, and there is disparity between the rural and the urban setup. Has it been very effective in its objective and vision and mission?
Sir, the rural health sector, I think mostly comes under the state government's control, sir. So, and one of the problems that I've also seen is that there is varying disparity among each states in how they're managing the rural health setup. So, yes, sir, I do agree that there are disparities.
That can be better.
My question was about effectiveness of that service. Not
CMS is not posted in rural direct.
That's why there is a need for all India medical services. Some committee has also recommended. You could read.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Yeah.
But the answer has to be better, and there are also a lot of caveats which you had, no, in your answer. These are the 2 points that I can think of now. A lot of caveats in your answer. Don't give me the caveats. I mean, try to give me the answer if you can. Let it continue. I will share my thoughts.
So, Mr. Raj, you have chosen your home cadre as your first preference. So, why is it so?
Sir, if given a choice, I would be able to. I am also willing to work anywhere in the country. But since the commissioner, honorable commissioner, has asked me to put it in an order of preference, I have chosen.
No, this is not. This can't be the answer. This is a justification. The answer is why do you? The question is why do you want to work in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu?
The thing is,
Not the answer can't be because I have to choose something, so I've chosen this. You gave me the choice, so I'll choose that. The answer has to be, sir, because Tamil Nadu, number 1, is close to my heart. Number 2, there are some peculiarities over there that I've noticed that I've always been passionate about. For instance, in my time as a doctor, blah, 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 blah. But you tell me why Tamil Nadu?
no, but I'm actually willing to work anywhere. That's my, yes.
You might be willing to work everywhere, but have an answer for this ready.
Okay, sir, yes.
So, what will you do when you face conflict of interest while performing your duties if you get your own district?
I understand, sir. So conflict of interests are bound to arise, sir, because I would be knowing most of my relatives and friends over there. But at the same time, sir, I believe as a person, I am a very impartial person and a non-partisan one, which I've observed about it myself during my MBBS days also, sir. So these values I would bring into my administrative, during my administrative times. So yes, sir. So these are the values that I will bring in. And I personally don't think that I will be involved in any conflict of.
No, this can't be the answer also. You can't rely on your values and nobody really knows about this.
Maybe I'll recuse myself from that position if I am in a position of conflict of interest.
Recuse. If you're posted, you're posted. Who gives you the option to recuse anything? This is not possible. Conflicts of interest, you yourself said, will inevitably arise. You have to say, sir, civil servant, the conscious pledge and my primary duty is towards the constitution. I will realize that I am no longer just a member of the community, I am a member of the larger whole. And as such, I have to serve that larger whole. And by serving the community or being partisan towards them, I would be defeating that purpose. So, neither my conscience nor my obligation towards the constitution and its values would permit me to allow any conflict of interest to arise or to sustain. That has to be the answer.
Yes, sir.
So my next question is, what is the ongoing issue between a 2-language formula and a 3-language formula?
Sir, I think you're referring to the NEP issue, that the southern states are actively opposing it because they feel that the 3-language policy that has been brought in by the NEP is a kind of Hindi imposition, is what they are saying, sir. So this is the basic gist of this issue.
No, do more elaborate answer. This is a straight full toss. It can be hit.
Yes, sir. But I was waiting for him to ask a follow-up.
Why? He's given you enough room to answer it nicely.
Yes, sir. Then I will say my views also on it.
Elaborate on the issues of the states and we'll try to give a better answer. Try to give a more holistic answer. एक बार फिर से try again.
So, sir, I think you're referring to the NEP issue, which brings in a 3-language policy, while the southern states are opposing it because they have traditionally followed a 2-language policy, sir. I primarily think that this dichotomy or this opposition of views is happening because there has been a political history in the southern states of having a 2-language policy. For example, the Dravidian movement that started in Tamil Nadu post-independence days, there was active protests against the Hindi imposition policy that was applied by the central governments. I, on the other hand, with regards to this issue, I feel that there has just been a kind of miscommunication between the center and the states.
No, we are not looking for your opinions. We are looking for a nuanced perspective analysis, a nuanced analysis of the issue. What is the issue? क्या है issue?
Sir, issue ये है कि southern state are not wanting to impose a 3-language formula on.
3-language formula में क्या है?
सर 3-language formula में ये है कि एक आपकी मदर टंग, एक इंग्लिश. अगर आप सदर्न स्टेट से हैं तो आप हिंदी चूज कर सकते हैं. अगर आप हिंदी स्टेट से हैं तो आप नॉन हिंदी चूज कर.
अब उनको क्या चाहिए?
No, but actually the NEP doesn't give Hindi as a third language.
The main argument, why do they want two languages instead of 3?
Yes, sir.
Southern, they are saying we want 2,
हाँ, sir.
not 3.
Yes, sir.
Why do they want 2 and not 3?
So because they are saying 3-language formula is a Hindi imposition on them. That's why, sir.
अच्छा, ऐसा हिंदी imposition.
हाँ, sir. Cultural imposition, sir.
तो उसमें बोला गया है कि one could be native and another 2 should be non-native language. So French भी सीख सकते हैं, वो इंग्लिश भी सीख सकते हैं और उनको लगता है कि हिंदी इम्पोज होगा, तो ये काइंड ऑफ शिक्षित पढ़ी थ्रू CBSE स्कूल जो लगता है कि वहाँ पे हिंदी कन्नड़ हिंदी तमिल और फिर इंग्लिश का है. तो आई थिंक ये अप्रेंशन हो सकता है कि CBSE स्कूल्स के थ्रू इंडियन पोजीशन पॉसिबल है.
तो आपको यही बोलना पड़ेगा. Sir, it appears to me that there is a fear, there is a concern amongst parties when they feel that Hindi might be imposed without their approval or regardless of their will. As such, there is a drive, there is a desire towards protecting the local culture and to give it primacy because it is so central to their identities.
But it is not so, sir, because the NEP gives significant flexibility to.
Then you follow up with that. First you explain the fear, the concern, and then you give the clarification of how the NEP already taken care of this. And so perhaps with more clarification, the issue can settle down. But it stems from a concern. This में तो कोई doubt नहीं है. Yes, there is a concern that people will have that a politician will basically vampire it for its own benefit and then broadcast it. तो वो concern बताना है लोगों के मन का. If you give you the concern and the clarification, then it's a good answer. But it has to be done within 4 or 5 sentences. Yeah, that is the
background, the concern, as well as the action. No, I'm not referring to that. Yeah.
कि मैं बता रहा था कि अपने वो साइड में मत एकदम वन साइडेड मत हो जाए.
वो जा ही नहीं रहा तो
वो डिप्लोमेटिकली हैंडल कर रहा है सब पूरा.
Me, I'm actually a centrist.
yeah, so you have to give it these 3 structures, and these are your 3 paragraphs. Cut, cut, cut. That's a good answer.
So my doubt is he had a confusion what the member has asked the question. So how sitting there, how do I get a resolution of that confusion? How to ask politely? Then he said, "Are you referring to?" And he started answering. So I thought that was abrupt. So what would you suggest how to ask if there is a confusion?
Sir, if I understand correctly, you are referring to so and so. If I understand correctly, you are referring to so and so.
Sir, can you please repeat that 3 parameter that you have recently
3 parameter is number 1, what is the context of this issue? He correctly pointed out the 2 versus 3 language issue. Second is what is the fear or the concern? Third is how the NEP, the fear and the concern is invalid and the NEP is already answering the question.
Yes, got it.
And of course, the fourth can be how this clarification
Can be better communicated. Yes.
is to be conveyed better.
And sir, this we need to tell in 4 to 5 lines.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Rajah, what do you understand by the neighborhood first policy of India? And do you think it's been successful or do we need to make changes?
Sir, I think the neighborhood first policy comes under the Gujarat Doctrine, wherein the Indian foreign policy puts the neighborhood countries first in terms of aid that we can be giving to them. As regards to the effectiveness of the neighborhood first policy, I do think that it has been effective, sir, in which that India is slowly emerging as a leader in the Southeast Asia, in the Southern Asian subcontinent, sir. Yes.
Okay, my second question to you is, has India's posture, we have a conflict between Israel and Palestine going on. Has India's posture towards it changed over the last couple of decades or has it remained the same?
Sir, I believe that it has remained the same. India has always supported for a two-state policy, which with respect to the Israel-Palestine conflict, sir. And I was reading about the External Affairs Ministry's statement regarding the Israel-Palestine issue, in which it has condemned the terror attack on Israel, sir. But at the same time, we have also extended humanitarian aid towards the Palestinian refugees, sir. So we are taking a neutral stance in this aspect and we maintain the two-state policy. Thank you.
Both answers can be better, but are not bad.
So, Raja, it seems like you were engaged in NCC and NSS both. So, is there any core difference in the objectives of NCC and NSS?
Yes, sir. Sir, the NSS motto is basically not me but you, which is more of a service-oriented kind of a scheme, sir. And the actual name is National Service Scheme. So it is more of a service-oriented organization. While if you take the National Cadet Corps, which is the NCC, it is more of a army-based organization, which is trying to instill the respect towards the army and also Indian patriotism within the young minds, sir. So in this fundamental aspect, they both differ.
Okay, you seems like you worked extensively in NSS. So, tell me 2 key learnings from your journey in the NSS.
Sir, my first learning that I got from NSS is that being a doctor, we should also be much more empathetic towards the social background of the people that they're coming from. Because generally doctors look at the ailment that the patient has and how can he cure it. He doesn't look into the social background of the person. But as an NSS student, as an NSS volunteer, I had also gone for these village visits, sir. So where I could see what kind of plight and what kind of social background that people are coming from. So that made me more empathetic towards the patients. So this was one learning, sir. And another learning was the actual motto of NSS, which is not me but you. To always put another person's interests in front of my own interests. That was a very beautiful thing that I learned from NSS.
Okay. So, recently you have seen Election Commission of India is under public scrutiny through media. So, do you think Election Commission has lost its credibility?
Sir, I don't think that the Election Commission has lost its credibility, sir. I do agree that there has been a considerable amount of trust deficit between the public and the commission. But this has to be tackled by extensive transparency and And it has been happening, sir, with the special intensive revision that has been going on. So I do think that this trust deficit can be bridged in the future, sir.
Very short. Why? I don't know why they die before they even begin. Answers: they die within the second, third line, dead, and they can continue and take on a higher pitch. They die. I don't know why. You give up somehow. I don't know why. To say, sir, yes, there has been a trust deficit because there are concerns. And the concerns have been raised by various political parties, various groups. But it is the very hallmark of democracy that the Election Commission continues to do their job, continues to do their work. Very recently were recognized and chaired the international something, whatever happened very recently. And it means that perhaps there is a lack of understanding about the functions and the roles of the Election Commission.
Got it, sir.
People, as such, I think the trust deficit is there. But उसके बाद जो भी आपने elaborate करना है, तो उसको कहीं ना कहीं you have to give them the core message that yes, there are concerns. No, the Election Commission has not lost its trust. 3, it is healthy only that questions are being asked, which is the hallmark of democracy. 4, why these concerns are invalid. Then you go into the details of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, SIR, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You know, that I found was missing in all the other questions also about geopolitics also. You were asked about the Loki's policy, you don't say it was Gujarat doctrine, so it's fine. I mean, okay, you can start with that, but why is it important for me? If I don't hear that, I mean, then I'm missing a critical chunk. You know, you gave him the bare minimum amount of information. You want to give him the optimal amount of information, wrapped, packaged in a nice way. That is your pattern. They have different patterns, all of them. This is your pattern. Packaging and bare minimum information you give. You need to have better packaging and optimal amount of information.
Because I was given a suggestion that I talk a lot, and when they ask a question, I go on for at least a minute. So I
should also not be the case. That sounds like यहाँ तो नहीं दिखा.
No, here I had cut it down. Like sir asked about neighborhood first policy. I just told what it is, and maybe I should have gone.
Neighborhood first policy also, you did not mention any concerns about it, because there are concerns. I mean, if you don't mention Bangladesh and Nepal, both of these countries harbor anti-India governments now. You say that policy needs perhaps to be looked at, and yes, while we've always maintained a primacy amongst our neighbors, I think the relationships in recent times, particularly with Bangladesh and Nepal, have taken a hit and might need mending.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
तो वो जो core issue है, वो अगर बताए नहीं, if you don't tell them that, which is going on, which is the concern. What is the concern? If there is no concern, there is no question, and it will not be asked. Yeah. But no follow-up question. I mean, the question will not be asked if there is no concern. A question like that, you know, neighbor first policy is self-explanatory. If he asks you what are the features of the Panchsheel agreement, he is seeking information, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he asks you neighbor first policy and how should it be re-looked at or whatever he asked, then the concern has to come. And you, like I said, bare minimum you are giving. Give what you think is being asked or what he wants to hear. So if that doesn't come, and it is not coming because he did not ask it overtly, there is a gap. You have to judge this gap. Question to question basis pe. It is not a blanket suggestion. But you have to see, this guy is asking for more context. I will give it. This question requires tuck points.
I'll give just the points. Yes. Any suggestions? No. Thank you. Thank you, Beck.